Hi, I'm Wanda from Orlando Craft, and this is our Quilting Blocks channel. Now today we're making a fabulous block. It's the Arkansas Crossroads block, and I just think it's fabulous. Now this is the block that we'll be making, so this one here, and you can see how lovely it looks when you get 6 of these together. So we have the crossroads here, and we have a square here. It just looks lovely. I think it's great. So let's get on and show you how to make it. So what you need to make this block are 2 squares at 5.5 inches. I've used the light fabric for that. And then you want 4 in a darker fabric. Now these are 3 inches by 3 inches, so you want 4 of those. And then you want 2 strips 13 inches by 3 inches. Now I'm going to take the strip of medium fabric and lay it over the dark, like that. And I'm just going to sew down there with a 1/4 inch seam. So I've sewn my 2 strips together, as you can see here, and I've pressed the seam to the dark side, and now this piece should measure 5.5 inches in width. If you find it's a lot smaller, then just check your seam allowance. Now we're going to cut it into 3-inch blocks, so just take your ruler and line the 3-inch line along the edge, so I'm putting the 3 inches along here, and line along the bottom edge. Just put it onto any line, it doesn't really matter, and just to make sure that it's all straight. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut. So just cut one. Now I need to cut another 3 of those, so you'll need 4 altogether. So as you can see, I have my 4 little blocks there, all cut and ready to go. Now we don't need those at the moment, so we'll just put those aside. And what we'll do is we'll bring in our 5.5 inch pieces and our 3-inch squares. Now on the back of our 3-inch squares, I've drawn a line from across the diagonal, and that on all 4 of them. And what we're going to do is we're just going to match these in the corner. So line up the edges, and we're going to sew across here. And we're going to do that on this side as well, and again on this one. Okay, so we're going to sew from one corner to the other on each of these squares. So I'm going to do that now. So I've sewn my diagonals over here, and now we're going to trim 1/4 inch from the stitched line. So I'll just take my little ruler here, put on the 1/4 inch line, and slice that off. Okay, let's turn it round and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, line up the 1/4 inch line along the seam and just slice. And we do that with both of them. So then we open it up and we give it a press, and then what we end up with once it's pressed is a little block that looks like that. So now we're going to sew these little blocks together in a checkerboard fashion, so make sure that you have one blue and one light, or one dark and one light, and just place them one on top of the other. And we're going to sew them with a 1/4 inch seam all the way down here. And because of how they've been ironed, you can see how they're going to butt nicely together to create a nice join. I'm going to do that with both sets. So I'll go and do that now, and then we'll come back and carry on. So we've sewn our 4 patches together, and you can see that here. And now we've laid out our pattern. Now just have a look, we've got the dark squares running in a row, so make sure that that's how you have your pattern laying down. So these 4 squares all in a row. And what we're going to do now is take this block, square, and place it on top of that one, and we're going to sew down the edge with a 1/4 inch seam. And we're going to do exactly the same with this one as well. Lay that on top of the other, right sides together, and sew with a 1/4 inch seam. Now once we've done that and those are all sewn together, we'll take them and we'll just do that and sew along here with a 1/4 inch seam. So that will form our full block. So there you have it, your block is finished. Talk about quick and easy. I'm just going to place it on the board. You can get the full effect. Now look at that, isn't that beautiful? I think this is my favourite block. It's quick, easy, and it looks stunning. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this tutorial, give us a like and subscribe to our channel, and you can check out the written instructions for this over at orlandocraft.com. And we'll see you next time.